Morning. This is Simon-CS102S-DIGITAL, guest lecturer, PG Department of Computer Science, St.Joseph College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. Now we are going to see about a topic about multiplexer and the subject digital logic fundamentals. The multiplexer is nothing but the term used for transmitting a large number of information over a single line. From a single line, you can transmit large number of informations. The multiplexer means many to one. So one to many, many to one. So like that, it is called as many to one. So digital multiplexer is a combination circuit that selects one digital information from several sources and transmit the selected information on a single output line. So there will be several digital informations. On that several information, one information is selected information will be considered using a single output line. So multiplexer is also called a data selector or sector. So it is a data selector which data is to be selected and transmitted is decided by the multiplexer. The multiplexer has several data input lines and a single output lines. So this is a block diagram of the multiplexer. So there will be 0, 1, 2, 3 input lines, and there will be one output line which will be decided by the selection pins. S1 and S0 will select which input has to be connected to the output. So this is a block diagram of the multiplexer. So what is a multiplexer? A multiplexer is also called as a MUX, shortly termed as MUX. A multiplexer is a digital switch that has multiple input sources and a single output. So the select line determines which input is connected to the output. So there are different types of multiplexers: 2-to-1 multiplexer which has a one select line, and 4-to-1 multiplexer which has two select lines, and 8-to-1 multiplexer which has three select lines, and 16-to-1 multiplexer which has four select lines. So this is a 4-to-1 multiplexer logic symbol. So there will be D0, D1, D2 with the four inputs and two select lines, and one data output will be selected using the select lines. S1 and S0 will select the four inputs, which input to be selected and which input to be transferred to the output. So this is a logic diagram, 4-to-1 multiplexer logic diagram. So C1, these C1, C2, C3 are the inputs, and it is connected to the AND gates, and S1 and S0 will be the selection lines. So which selection line will be selected, which selection line will be connected to the input, and it will be generated as the output. So to demonstrate the above operation of the circuit, consider the case when S1 and S0 is equal to 0, S1 is 0 and S0 is also 0. Then the select line will select the AND gate associated with the D0, which will have two of its input equal to 1, and the third input connected to D0. The other three AND gates have 0 in at least one of their inputs, which makes their output equal to 0. Hence, the R output Y is equal to the value of D0. Thus, it provides a path from the selected input, and the data on the output, data on the input appears on the data output line Y. So if S1 and S0 equal to 0, 1, second case, first case is S1 and S0 is 0, 0. So if S1 and S0 equal to 0, 1, binary 1, apply to the selected lines, the data on the input D1 appears on the data input. So if S1 and S0, so case 3, S1 and S0 equal to 1, 0, binary 2, is applied, the data on the input D2 appears on the output line Y. Similarly, if S1 and S0 equal to 1, 1 is applied, the data on D3 is switched to the output line Y. So this is the working of the multiplexer, 4-to-1 multiplexer. The AND gates and the inverters resemble a decoder circuit, and indeed they decode the input selected lines. In general, a 2-to-1 2 power n to n multiplexer is constructed from n to 2 power n decoder by adding it to it 2 power n input lines, one each AND gate. So the output of the AND gate are applied to a single OR gate to provide a single output. So this output is all AND gate output is connected to a single OR gate. The size of the multiplexer is specified by the number of input lines and the single output lines. So there will be 2 power n input lines and a single output line. So multiplexer ICs have an enable input to control the operation of the unit. The enable input can be used to cascade two or more multiplexer ICs to construct a multiplexer with a larger number of inputs. So this is a truth table of the 4 to 1 multiplexer. So when S1 and S0 is 0, the output line will be selected by D0. The input line is connected, D0 input line is connected to the output D0. And S1 is 0 and S1 is 0 and S0 is 1, D1 is selected as the output. When S1 is 1 and S0 is 0, D2 is selected as the output. When S1 and S0 is 1, D3 is selected as the output. So this is the application of the multiplexer. So multiplexer means there will be MP3 PlayStation, laptop, digital satellites, digital cables. There will be 4 inputs which will be applied to the multiplexer, and there will be one surround sound which will be connected to any one of the circuits when the selected sources. When B and A is 0, 0 means MP3 will be selected. When B is 0 and A is 1 means laptop 1 will be selected. When B is 1 and A is 0 means satellite will be selected. Satellite connection will be selected. When B and A is 1 means cable T will be selected. So this is the multi-source single destination which is termed to be the multiplexer. So now we are going to shape the demultiplexer, which is termed as data distributor. The word demultiplexer means one into many. So one is divided into many outputs. So single input will be divided and the single output is divided into many outputs. So demultiplexer is the process of taking information from one input and transmitting the same over one of the several outputs. So the input will decide which output will be selected from the several outputs. So this is the block diagram of the demultiplexer. So single input will be provided. There will be multiple outputs. That multiple outputs are selected based on the selected pins S1 and S0. So a demultiplexer is a digital switch with a single input source and multiple outputs destinations. The select line determines which output the input is to be connected. Here also there are different types of demultiplexers. 1 to 2 demultiplexer which contains one select line, and 1 to 4 multiplexer which contains 2 select lines, and 1 to 8 multiplexer which contains 3 select lines, and 1 to 6 multiplexer which contains 4 select lines. Let us see about the 1 to 4 demultiplexer logic symbol. So as we see, a single input D will be provided, and there will be two selection inputs S1 and S0. So this S1 and S0, based on this S1 and S0, the input D is connected to the one of the outputs of Y0 to Y3. So this is the logical diagram of this, the 1 to 4 multiplexer. So a 1 to 4 multiplexer has a single input D, 4 outputs Y0 to Y3, and 2 select pins S0 and S1. So this is a truth table of this. When S1 and S0 is 0 means Y0 is selected, and S1 0 and S0 is 1 means Y1 is selected, and S1 is 1, S0 is 0 means Y2 is selected. When S1 and S0 is 1 means Y3 is selected. So this is a truth table of the 4 to 1 multiplexer. So as we see, S1 and S0 is 0, the data input is connected to the Y1 output, and when similarly when S1 is equal to 0 and S0 equal to 1 means the data input is connected to the Y2 and Y3. When S1 is equal to 0 and S0 is equal to 0 and S1 is so is respectively. So based on this S1 and S0, the output lines will be connected. So this is the expression of the output. Y0 will be S10, S1 dash, S0 dash into D, Y1 equal to S1 dash, S0 D, Y2 equal to S1 dash, Y3 equal to S1 S0 SD. So now using the above expression, a 1 to 4 multiplexer can be implemented using 4 3 input AND gates and 2 NOT gates. Here the input data line is connected to all the AND gates. The 2 select lines S1 and S0 enable only one at a time, and the data that appears on the input line passes to the selected gate to the associated output line. So this is the example of the application of the demultiplexer. A single system will be means a single PC or laptop will be provided. From that we can connect many destinations like laser printer, fax machines, color printers, pen plotters, so which will be based on the select pins A and B. If 00 means black and white laser printer will be selected. When B is 0 and A is 1 means fax machine will be connected. When B is 1 and A is 0 means color inkjet printer will be connected. When B is 1 and A is 1 means pen plotter will be selected. Thank you.